Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the First Rip, episode 5 with my boy, Alessandro.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's go. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So, what, about a month ago, we met each other?
Yeah, it's about, what is it? It's the 16th, February 10th, started working with each other.
Yup. And you're not from here.
No, from Florida.
From Florida.
Florida, moved up here. Want to make a little difference.
Now, what part of Florida are you from again?
Sarasota.
What's it like down there, man?
It's pretty nice. It's hot. That's about it. It's hot.
Yeah.
Fun life. There's a lot of old people. It's normal. There's a lot of people there that have money. Yeah. So it's a lot of good networking.
A lot of rich,
a lot of networking.
It's a lot of rich old people down in Florida.
Yeah, but there's also coming out right now. There's a lot of kids maybe in their 20s. Really? I see them start driving Lambos and stuff like that.
In their 20s?
Yeah, and just network with them, So
yeah.
It's cool seeing young kids like that.
No, yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. That's crazy to be 20 driving a fucking Lambo. Yeah, that's nuts. But I always hear people say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Always heard that.
That's exactly.
Always heard. You ever heard that growing up?
I have. Yeah. That's what my dad says a lot. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's just funny because you always hear certain shit growing up, but you never realize what's actually true or not. And that is one of the sayings that is so fucking true. It's not even funny, bro.
A big one that's piggyback off of that is network is net worth.
Oh shit! I never heard that.
You never heard that? It makes sense.
Network is net worth.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing, but who you could be broke, but the right people, you're rich. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can just ride the coattails.
There we go.
Making connections is so crucial in life. And I think that was one of the first things I said to you when we were in training together was dude, I just talk to fucking everybody. Any situation, every social setting, I'm just out there just chit-chatting away and making connections at every possible opportunity. Yeah. And it has resulted in just so much unintentional success.
Yeah. You did make that very clear the first day. You said talk to people.
Yeah, talk, and talk even more after that.
And you mentioned you weren't always like that.
No, man. No, I wasn't. I was, I used to be fucking 120 pounds. Graduated high school, very skinny.
Think it was a confidence thing?
Yeah, super skinny, super scrawny, very insecure, dealt with some depression and shit like that. That's why I'm so obsessed with the gym now. Because I started going to the gym and everything just transformed. It's awesome to go to the gym and go from 120 pounds to 170 pounds and be jacked. That's fucking sick. But to be honest with you, the real key, in my opinion, the real main benefit is what happens up here. And you don't see, you can't see that. You can see skinny boy go to jacked boy and be, the man, but you don't see what happens up in the mental. And that's the true beauty of the gym. Yeah. It's hard to convey that to somebody that's never, worked out or just done something to better themselves. Yeah. Because
obviously physically you look a lot better, but dude, confidently, emotionally, dude, spiritually, everything.
All of it.
With girls, everything changes.
Every aspect of your life gets affected, in my opinion, in a positive way from the gym. And 100%. You're obviously somebody that fucking loves the gym too.
I love to
super
work
disciplined.
Yeah.
So you're younger, you're a younger dude. How did you become so disciplined at such a young age?
Yeah, good question. I'm gonna be honest, man. Just success porn.
Wait, hold on. We gotta describe that shit. You gotta
so the success porn, what I'm saying, this is how I got my start when it comes to being disciplined. I would always see a lot of,
So what is success porn though?
Yeah. So when you see those those quotes that say be better, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Like Wayne Gretzky, you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's cool. It's very, very cool. Yeah. But you see a lot of people post those on their story or talk about it, but they never take action. Yeah. So it's you look at that type of stuff and you probably get the feeling of you look at something we're in sales, Yeah. So we think a lot hey, let's go get this sale, right? Yeah. And it gives you that feeling. Yeah. But if you're not doing anything to go towards it, you're just it's like porn.
Yeah,
right? It's exactly
you're satisfying yourself and your needs just temporarily, but you're not actually putting any action.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what it is, and that's how seriously. Ever since 7th grade, I would always see stuff I want to be rich, blah blah blah. Yeah. Not till freshman year, I started taking actions, doing stocks and stuff like that. I've always been entrepreneurial money magnet type of guy. Like I've always been driven towards money. I grew up in an entrepreneurial household.
Yeah.
Dad always.
So it comes from your parents. Then.
Comes from the parents. 100% comes from the parents.
Yeah.
Just online. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should see a lot of these guys online that have a lot of money and you want to be like them. And that was me, but.
So you think that the thing that started your growth and ultimately resulted in all this discipline was ultimately success for it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to say so because I would see that type of stuff and then I was young, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, one day I'll be like this. One day.
Like, when everyone's young, they're like, dude, I'm gonna be successful.
Yeah,
you know?
but
like, I always said that.
So that's how I really am. I'm like, all right, how am I gonna take that step? Yeah. Right. So I've took multiple steps towards that way. Just with stocks, I've started multiple businesses. Right now, I'm in the, I'm working for someone else where we both work for Top Home doing sales.
Shout out Top Home Improvement.
Shout out for sure.
If you need some windows, if you need some bathrooms, some showers.
Call me, not him.
Either way, you're gonna get hooked up. Hooked up. My boy, you're the only one that's got the review.
Yeah.
You didn't. So my boy didn't get a sale,
but I got a review.
But you got a good review, which is it's a win.
Yeah,
it's a win in the book.
Yeah, they were just broke. That's it. But yeah.
She said his appearance was very nice. That shit had me laughing. Man.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, but you think it just came down to the money, basically?
For sure. I mean, money's always going to be a driver.
Yeah.
But it's how you're going to get there, right? Yeah. Now, the stage I'm in right now, I might be in a similar stage you're in. Is hey. I don't want to work for someone else for the rest of my life, but, you got to do it.
You got to do what you got to do to make ends meet, and you got to understand, if you want to be at the top, you got to understand what it's like to be at the bottom.
I mean, bro, me getting this job, I met you.
Yeah. That's the crazy. So this is the craziest part. About a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I make a decision to ultimately join this company. And it was a big risk. This is a fully commissioned position. So if you don't sell, you don't make money. Which is a huge risk. A lot of people would be turned off and deterred by that. I think the majority of people would be because it's cutthroat. It's not an easy industry to be in.
How many times have you told somebody I'm commission based? Oh my gosh, you're commission based.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, is it like a base salary or is it's
and they're scared.
Yeah, it's like no, dude. I go out and I.
There's a reason they're scared.
Yeah. Go out and you gotta kick ass.
That's all it is, man. I mean.
Yeah. It's not the most secure position, I will say. It's easier for somebody like me, somebody like you who doesn't have the wife, the kids.
Oh yeah, 100%. We don't have experience, so it's like, well, you do have some in home.
Yeah, but, I got a tad bit. I got a little bit. I got a couple of years on my boy.
Yeah, for sure. But when it comes to like, what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different story when it comes to what you did, Same thing with me. I did door to door. I mean, it's a whole different ball game, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be easier. It might be even a little harder because I was selling window cleaning. That's a lot easier to sell than $50,000 window project.
Oh yeah, couple $100 versus thousands and thousands of dollars.
And it's not, we don't sell cheap products, so it's like it's even harder because nobody wants to pay for expensive products. They just want cheap stuff. So it kind of goes into this, We're learning valuable skills. So me and him, a lot of people, they have no problem, working a job for the rest of their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But me,
we need people like that.
We need people like that, right? But I'm using this as a leverage. For example, I'm not here to earn. I'm here to learn, right? Yeah. I'm not only going to learn in sales skills. I'm learning how to talk to people. I'm making friends with like-minded people that I'm going to probably be friends with for the rest of my life.
Amen, bro.
Right? So it's like, man, the opportunities are endless. Once I stop doing this job and I go on to the next thing, I start my own company. I've learned so much and I got paid to get learned.
You got paid for an education.
It's no brainer.
Yeah, and it's what's wild to me is I make this decision to leave a company I've been with for 7 years to try to do something where it's a little bit more my niche. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I love the opinion that a stranger is just a friend that you haven't met yet. And to be honest with you, the way that I view our job is basically you get to wake up and you get to make 2 new friends every day. You get to wake up, and sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 6. Just depends on your schedule. But wake up, make a friend, make a sale, make some fucking money, and learn something every single day. And I'm extremely fucking grateful for not only the position that we're in, but also the fact that I decided to make that decision, and then you did as well. I believe that our class started with 6 people, actually. I don't even know if you knew this or not.
I think I did.
Yeah, and 3 of them didn't show up on the first day. So the first day is just me, Alessandro, and then another guy, and he ended up just being Alessandro and I at the end. And it was, I mean, for me personally, dude, and I've worked a lot of different jobs, but the hardest I've ever worked in my life mentally, by far, were those first 3 weeks.
I mean, school.
Yeah.
Most studying I've ever done.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I'd studied this, the whole process.
You still are, by the way. Like, it's not stopping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never going to stop. We just want to get better.
But if you think about it, like, the training process is, get there at 10 a.m., train until 5 p.m., and then you get home, and if you really want this shit, and you really want to, make a bunch of money and be successful, you have to go home and study for another 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, at least.
I mean, I don't think there was a night where you and I didn't go home and study and have questions.
Throughout that training period, there was not a day that I didn't study at home, going home. I think on Sundays, like, I would do it, like, for, 2 hours just to chill off, but other than that, I mean...
Yeah, you really had to fall in love with the grind. You had to fall in love with the process. And that was definitely a key for me as well as you. And honestly, being able to have somebody where you can kind of bounce ideas back and forth. Hey, I'm struggling.
You call each other every night.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm struggling with this. Hey, what kind of talk path do I use for this objection? How do I explain the spacer better? How do I, having the ability to have someone who you can just be straightforward with and help each other. I mean, it's like it's two minds that are better than one, bro.
There we go.
It's as simple as that. But what's crazy to me is, like, you made this decision to join this company. I made this decision to join this company. And then all of a sudden now...
A month later, we're sitting down.
Yeah, a month later, we're sitting down having this little podcast. And, we're homies, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
Homies.
That goes into mentality.
Yeah.
Mentality is a really, really big thing in sales, man. And if you don't have the right... Sales isn't for everyone.
No, not at all, bro.
No.
If you don't have thick skin, if you don't have the right mentality, if you are weak and soft, and you take little shit personal, it's just not for you, bro. Right. You're not gonna last 6 fucking hours in this position, bro.
Yeah, that goes into because when I say sales is for everybody, it's not for the people that want to remain average. Because I feel like everyone can really push themselves to do good in sales. If everyone wanted to do sales, and because they don't have thick skin, they're soft, they can't take no's because their mom growing up told them no or whatever it is. Like, that's their problem. But if they just grow out of that, they're probably able to do sales. Maybe not at a good level, but you could definitely do all right. But it's not for everyone because not everyone wants to change.
Yeah, not everyone wants to change, not everybody wants to grow, and not everybody wants to put themselves in the fucking fire.
No.
Not everybody is cool with being uncomfortable every day, grinding every single day, just putting in that work. And if they were, everyone would be in sales, not everyone would be in sales, but everyone would be successful.
Yeah,
and so
there's a reason not everyone's successful,
Yeah, it's what's crazy to me is you can make these little decisions in your life, and all of a sudden it completely changes the trajectory of where you were going. Because obviously neither of our lives would be the same if we didn't take this position, if we didn't have the ability to make all this money and grind and all this stuff. So it's just crazy to me how you make one little decision like that, and now your whole life, your whole course that you're going down is completely different.
The funny part is I think we're maybe 5% there.
Yeah.
There's still 95% of this that's gonna unveil itself to see what else is out there.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. We're both young, both just met each other.
Yeah.
Like, this is a start, of making money and making friends and making connections and everything.
Just learning the shit. Yeah, one of my my other co-hosts that I usually sit down with, Beck, his father, very successful guy. One thing that he said that I was listening to on a podcast was, you got to be able to recognize the fact that you can't do it on your own, first of all. And second of all, when you do meet somebody that's special and they have this gift or talent or ability or mentality, whatever you want to call it, you got to recognize that and hold that person fucking close to you and make sure that you make that connection, you make that friendship. Because honestly, when I met you, bro, I went talking to some of my other buddies, and I was like, it's crazy to meet somebody who's so young. You're 18 years old?
Yep.
Yeah, you're young. He's young as shit, but he's so mentally ahead of the curve when it comes to just everything in life: discipline, mentality, just not resilience, consistency. Having these principles in your life that some people are fucking 50, 60 years old and they never learned, bro. Mm-hmm. And you're 18 and you got it. So when I recognized that, when I saw that and I was sitting in the training, I remember thinking to myself, this dude is fucking special, and you and I are going to be doing some business for the rest of our life.
Absolutely.
You know, and you fucking know that shit. So, yeah, you got to be able to recognize when people are, different and, recognize their value and take advantage of it, honestly.
Absolutely.
That doesn't sound great when you put it that way, but,
No.
You know what I'm saying.
Have to.
Yeah. One thing I just listened to recently was this Winston Churchill, I believe. He gave a speech, I think it was like at Harvard or Yale or one of those big prestigious colleges, and everybody thought that he was going to come out and give this like hour speech, and he came out and he said 7 words. 7 words. That was it. That was his entire speech.
What were the 7 words?
Never give up, never give up, never. That was his whole speech, bro. Just...
You get the point across.
Yeah,
right?
It was just simple. It was sweet. It was short, and it showed you, this is what success takes. You're gonna get punched in the teeth. You're gonna get beaten down. I mean, the first week of doing this shit on my own, running these leads, working this job, got nowhere. I got kicked out of a house.
We both didn't get anything.
I had to do a whole presentation in front of a competition, a different company. Got eaten alive. I mean, have 1 week of experience and try to go out toe-to-toe with another company. I mean, it was tough, man.
Yeah, we were both confident that we were going to make sales.
Yeah.
We are just going to continue to have that confidence.
Yeah.
But it almost is like, that's where mentality comes into play, is because if you don't have the right mentality, and me and him went into it thinking, hey, we're going to make all this money first week.
Oh, yeah.
And then we don't get one sale that week. We just get a bunch of no's.
Yep.
And he gets kicked out of the house. It's humbling, and it's kind of, if you're not the right guy, you're going to give up,
bro. And I'm not going to lie, dude. There was a couple of times where I thought to myself,
man, am I good at this?
Am I going to be good at this?
Yeah,
and can I actually do this? Or is this just like a lofty dream or a goal? And everybody's human. And that's when that mentality comes in.
But what'd you do? What'd you do different the first week? I mean, what'd you do different yesterday? This past week that you did different than the week before that just made that difference.
Yeah, man. First of all, the first thing is taking accountability.
Okay.
I always say the difference between a mature man and an immature man is one who takes accountability for his actions and or lack of. And if somebody is, for example, I don't want to dog anybody, but this is an example. We had a third person in our class, mm-hmm. and I remember when we were going through some of the scripts and such that he got called out. Hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. And I remember thinking to myself in that moment, that split-second decision where I'm like, okay, depending on how this guy responds is where you can kind of gauge where he's at with his level of maturity. And a mature person says, like, hey, you're right. Like, I fucked up. I need to do better. I need to change. I need to do
mm-hmm.
that. And an immature person, in my opinion, is like, well, that's because of so-and-so. And when I get in the house, it's going to be different. And, well, that's just because we're just training right now. And I don't really, it's the difference is somebody who makes excuses versus somebody who takes accountability.
See, someone like that, he's never going to get better. But think someone like you that, me too, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
Our first week, we didn't do well. We thought we were doing everything we could. And then instead of, holding everyone else accountable, saying, hey, our trainer's going to train us on this, which, honestly, we did do that a few times, and
sure.
What we did was call each other every night. We went over our scripts, we went over certain things, and we held each other accountable, right? Not only ourselves, we held each other. I gave him tips, he gave me tips, and we took those. Next week, we went into it, hey, the first few days, we didn't get a sale. And sooner or later, I got a sale.
He got a sale. He was the first one.
And then he was like, man, you got a sale. And then I'm like, hey, I was talking to some other guys, and they were talking to me about him, and I was thinking of stuff maybe he could work on. And like I said, we tell each other straight up, even if it hurt each other's feelings. And we're gonna tell each other. And I'm like, hey, you should change this. Our friend said this and that. First thing he does, the next day he studies that. He kept doing that the past couple of days. What happens? Not only does he get like his first ever sale, he gets another one right after that. So it just goes to show that, hey, he didn't give up because he thought he was very good at this, which he obviously is.
Yeah.
He's like, man, am I doing something wrong? But no, he changed something, right? What happens?
goes back to just never give up, never give up.
That's exactly what it is.
Bro.
Never give up.
And you know, we're talking specifically a lot about sales in our job right now, but it's really applicable across the board.
Oh,
I mean, in
sports,
every situation, sports. Relationships,
you know,
like
there's nothing you can really video games like there's really nothing you can say that
it doesn't apply to.
That doesn't apply to.
Yeah, so that's why mentality and mindset and having the right perspective in life is so crucial to me. I believe that you can look at everything a million different ways. You can look at the same thing a million different ways. So, like, for example, you see this little alien like this, but if you were to turn it like this, now it's a completely different thing. You turn it like this, now it's a completely another thing. Yeah. You know, every situation in life is like this little alien, and you could look at it a million different ways, and it's always going to appear to be something different. Mm-hmm. Which just shows you, like, even if you have an initial perception of a given situation, you can change it. You can shift that perception. You can shift 100%. That perspective. Yeah. And I think that was one of my keys for being successful, is just recognizing that your initial perception, not the great one, not the best one, not the one that you're going to want to subscribe to, in my opinion, I think. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, because a lot of times your initial perception on yourself or someone else can be something so much different. Like
it's like a reaction. Usually your initial one's a reaction instead of a response.
Now, it could be right a little, but there's always something that's going to be different. You just change your angle that you look at that, it's going to be different, right? I change your angle that you look at him, you know, personality-wise, something's going to be different, and I'm going to be able to see something different that, hey, you should change this.
And it's going to result in you having a better understanding when you have the ability to shift your perspective, shift your perception, and go like, hey, initially I thought this about so-and-so, or I thought this about this given situation. Then I thought about it, chewed on it for a little bit, started changing my angle of the way I looked at it, and now it's a completely different understanding.
It's almost like being open-minded. I mean, it's what it is. It's like,
absolutely.
I mean, that goes to anything. Politics, you know, we see so much people get into politics.
Oh, yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong type of thing. Yeah. But it's never like, hey, why do you think that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's never that.
It's I believe this, and if you're not with me, then I don't want to talk to you, and I don't like you, and you're not on my side, and my team versus your team, and it's like this weird binary, it's got to be this, it's got to be that understanding of life, and life's not binary, bro. Life's not just black and white. Life is a million shades of gray, and that's the key, is being able to recognize that.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I will say, before I did get in this position, I did some sales in the past, did some Cutco knife sales, so I have some in-house experience, but the main thing I did was the patches. You know, helping people out with these patches that stimulate stem cell growth in your body. And, I learned a really valuable lesson. Super valuable lesson. I learned that there's one type of person on the planet that, quite frankly, I don't like. One type.
Who's that?
Closed-minded.
Yeah.
If you're a closed-minded person, I just can't get down with you. I can't have a conversation with you. I can't get anywhere productively with that individual. Yeah. If you don't have ears to hear and you think that you're right no matter what, it's just hard for me to get along with that individual.
No, I mean, I experienced that firsthand with a lot of people in my family. My father, that's the biggest thing. Yeah. Is people being closed-minded. It really is hard getting along with those people. Absolutely. As much as you try, it's just never going to happen, right? You try to change them as much as you can, but that's why it's just being closed-minded. It doesn't help you in life.
And it doesn't help you in life, and also that, going back to what you said earlier, like, you try to change them, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to change them, because that's a personal decision that everyone has to make for themselves. Mm-hmm. And it's like the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can lead a person to a pond, and even if they're dying of thirst, they're not going to do anything to quench it. They're not. If they're closed-minded and they think, hey, I don't need to drink, I'm not dehydrated, I'm fine. You can have them right in front of what they need, but they're still not going to go out there and get it. Yeah, you know? No. So, and that's just being closed-minded, bro. You could be completely different than me. I mean, you could be 120% different than I am as an individual. If you're open-minded, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
I fuck with you. I can have a conversation. I can get somewhere. I can enjoy the interaction and the experience. But
then we can be the same, right? Yeah. If I was the same as you, but I was closed-minded,
I wouldn't like you.
You wouldn't like me.
I wouldn't like you.
So it just goes to show about how that one little thing in life can just
It's crucial.
And because not only that, not only is it crucial as in, you know, be able to meet the right people, because now if you're closed-minded, you only like certain people.
Yeah.
Right?
If they're not like me, I don't like them.
Yeah.
So dumb.
There's so much opportunities that you're missing out on, so much happiness you're missing out on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things, and life is going to be a lot harder, you know, being closed-minded.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Closed-mindedness, it's infectious. It's infectious. And the other thing too, you know, you mentioned your father. I talk to a lot of older individuals on a daily basis. I go to a gym where there's a lot of very successful people, and you know, they are successful for a reason. And because of that, what I see a lot of the times is people that get set in stone, people that get set in their ways, people that understand life through one lens, their lens, and only their lens.
It's a very normal thing for older folks.
And to me, it makes sense how you would fall into that kind of trap, because if you are successful, then, you know, why fix it if it's not broken?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta be open-minded, bro. You gotta be open-minded. And if you're not, then you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You're never gonna grow as an individual. You're never gonna change. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to say the least.
There's really so much to say about that. It kind of everything you really just touched on closed-minded is really all you can say. Yeah. And it's up to you to make a difference. I mean, closed-minded, you know, what are we talking about? Mentality, being closed-minded.
Yeah.
All these things that we've been talking about just go to hand in being the best version of yourself.
Yeah, they're
right.
Yeah. Let me switch up the conversation a little bit. Let me ask you what changed in your life the most when you started going to the gym consistently? What'd you say?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have any of those like bittersweet stories that like.
Yeah.
You
weren't at the rock bottom.
No, I wasn't at the rock bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't like start going to the gym and it changed my life. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. It was not like that. I was very normal. I literally just was in high school. It was a skinny kid. I would see like, you know, David Lade, right?
Yeah.
I would see his videos and be like, oh, that's cool. I want to be jacked. Just start working out, right? Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. I always been competitive, so it was just compete against myself type of thing.
Yeah.
And I literally just went just to go type of thing. I didn't really even think about being healthy. It was just a have fun. I just you know, do something. You know, it's like when you play video games. Why do you play video games? They're fun.
Yeah,
right?
For enjoyment.
Why'd I go to gym?
Pleasure.
It was just fun. Like I didn't grow up playing a lot of video games. It was just fun.
So you unintentionally put yourself in a position to succeed, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
man.
Unintentionally, I guess. I mean, and then obviously as I got older and I'm saying, hey, this stuff is pretty fun. Like I just started doing it more and more. Got a little bit more serious about it. You know, locking in on diet and this and that. Like I said, that's pretty much it. No, I never really thought of the gym going hand to hand to success. Except the past few years, past 2 years, I'm like, all right, yeah, definitely goes hand in hand, right? But before that, I mean, you
never made that.
And I still don't
correlation.
And I still don't go to the gym to be successful. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
That's I just go to the gym. Just to go to the gym to have fun.
Because and that's also a habit that you've created in your life.
It's a habit for sure. The best way. I don't think about going to the gym like, oh, because I want to be better at sales. I don't consciously think that.
Yeah.
But subconsciously, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it does. No, it does.
And I'm a big believer in like frequencies and all those things, and I believe that, you know, you're never gonna fully achieve your potential as a human being unless you push yourself physically. You know, the physical is connected to the mental, and pushing yourself physically allows you to be at that highest frequency, in my opinion. Every day that I work out, I operate better. I'm quicker, I'm smoother, I'm happier, I'm all these positive things, and so it's like, why would I not want to go out and do that?
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
It's a drug.
It's a drug.
I mean, everything is a drug, and I mean, video games, right? There's a reason people always play video games. It's because it's addicting.
Yeah.
People read books. It's addicting. People draw.
Yeah.
It's addicting. It's just you've created a habit for yourself, you know, of going to the gym and you fiend for it.
Yeah.
You need to go. If you don't go, you're not satisfied. It's like when people smoke. You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Yeah, because they need to satisfy that addiction.
Right, but then at the beginning of the day, you need to satisfy your gym addiction. And it's just something you look forward to. It's all honestly, when you go to the gym, I don't know how you are. When you go to the gym, when you work out, do you think about, I'm doing this to be healthy? It's just fun. It's just fun and it's addicting. You're just, yes.
Yeah, no, I want to be honest,
I just want to be big.
Yeah, I want to be big, but like also at the same time, like when you grow up and you hear like from your family, your friends, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your people that love you, people that fucking hate you, your teammates on basketball, your high school friends, associates, people that love you, people that hate you, when you hear the same thing over and over again, for me, that was skinny, pencil neck geek, fucking concentration camp kid, string bean, like crazy ass shit. Yeah, straight up, man. I mean, I was called like all of those things, and I acted like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like, oh, that's whatever. Like this.
You would almost joke around like with them. You're like,
yeah, you lean into it, you know. But at the end of the day, like if we're being honest, if we're calling a spade, like that shit fucked me up, bro. Like that mentally, that was like that persona that is stuck in my head, and it sucked. But what I'll say is that I'm so grateful for every person that ever fucking told me that shit. Because every day that I started going to the gym, and every time that I didn't want to go, every time that I woke up, everyone's been there before, bro. It's like, I know what I should do, and then I know what I want to do. What I should do is push myself, get better. What I don't want to do is that, you know. But what I would tell myself is, skinny. Are you gonna let those people be right, or are you gonna?
You still tell yourself that?
Not so much anymore, but when I was first getting started, because I needed that motivation. I needed something to drive me. I had to have.
So you do have a somewhat bittersweet story, because I grew up extremely skinny as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still pretty slim guys for sure. I mean, I'm sure you hear sometimes, oh, you're skinny. You ever still hear? Yeah. I still hear it all the time. Like, man, nowadays, like a year ago, I never got that. I was
jacked.
I was a lot bigger.
You're still jacked. Though,
it's just. Yeah, I lost it. It's not because I still went to the gym. It's just ever since I moved up here, just been very busy, and I've been burning a lot of calories being outside
and not eating
not eating enough. Not because I didn't want to. It's just couldn't.
And the diet's just as important as putting the work in. It might be more important. Honestly.
Oh, I think it is for sure, 100%. And you know what? One thing that people don't really look on. All right, there's a lot of different types of diet, right? I'm not talking about like carnivore diet. I'm talking about diet is when it comes to working out, there's really one main thing is protein, right? Yeah. Now when people think of gaining weight, how do you gain weight? You eat junk food, blah blah blah. How do you lose weight? You eat salads and this and that.
Yeah.
But in all reality, like you can gain weight and eat the healthiest food ever.
Oh yeah. It's all calories in versus calories out.
It's all about calories. So that's one thing to keep in mind too. Like, you can lose weight and eat pizza and gain weight and eat a salad. Yeah. Like it's how you think about it. So it's what works best for you. And if you're a fat fuck and you love eating hamburgers and pizza, and you need to lose weight, eat that. Just eat less.
Yeah.
It's
portion control.
It's portion control. Yes.
If you're at the end of the day, this might piss you off, but this is a fucking fact. If you burn more than you eat, you lose weight. And if you eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight.
And there's nothing else to it. There's no if, or buts. Oh, I have high. I don't know. I don't even know what excuses, Mike. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's some medical conditions that people fall into when they're older that are exceptions, but for the general public, that principle is applicable across.
Yeah, and you really only see two type of people saying it. There's always the skinny guys that say, "Hey, I eat a lot, I just can't gain weight." Yeah, because I have a fast metabolism.
Yeah, you're not eating enough. Bro.
You're not eating enough. Like if you eat,
you're not eating the right shit.
Like I'll tell you what, if you're 120 pounds, right? Yeah. And you eat 10,000 calories, I'm just throwing a big number out there. 10,000 calories a day. No matter what you do, you're going to gain weight. You can have the fastest metabolism in the world.
Yeah, you can work out for 3 hours a day. If you're eating 10,000 calories,
you're going to gain weight. Now, if you're 300 pounds, right, or let's just say 250, and you're an overweight guy, and you eat 1,000 calories per day, and you eat let's say you eat 2 pizza slices a day.
Yeah.
You will lose weight.
You'll lose weight.
There's no and if or buts about it. You will lose weight.
Yeah, and it's just funny too because you hear some people say like, "Well, I was just born this way. I was born big boned. Like I got big bones," and it's like,
oh, like being fat runs in my family. Like, no one runs in your family. No one runs in your family.
Ain't nobody running in your family. No, but it's just funny, man. Like you have people that subscribe to the excuse of it's my genetics.
And I'm gonna be honest, it's not because they're subscribing to it. It's just what they know.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I do meet a lot of people where they're open minded.
Yep.
And for example, my dad has been very similar his whole life. He's just older. He's been letting himself go a lot, and I've explained this to him that hey, like you say, calories in, calories out, blah blah blah. I've explained everything to him, and it's because that's just what he's been taught. When he tries to say no, it's this. I'm like, that's what you've been taught.
Yeah.
But then
you don't know what it is.
And I'm not hating on him. For example, my mom's big on this too. She always thought it was medical conditions, this and that. That's why some people are fat, and it's like. And I had to explain to her no, and it's just what they're been taught. That's how I was taught. I mean, up until like 4 years ago, I thought like, hey, I was skinny because I just have fast metabolism.
Yep.
Were you like that at all?
Yeah, for sure. But also, you start to get older and you realize like the entire food system in America is poison. Oh. Like everything is processed. Everything is how many burgers can we make in this amount of time to make these profit margins, profitable.
Everything's built down to a price rather than up to a quality.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Brian. But yeah, it's wild, man, and we are being pretty critical because honestly, there are some people that get fucked by their parents. Like there's some people that have parents that all they know is what they know. And so they go to McDonald's and Pizza Hut and that's their diet. And that's, I'm not a very emotional guy by any means, but one thing that does get me kind of choked up and I think about one specific situation is when I see really young fat kids. When I see like a really young
that makes you okay.
Yeah, like a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid who's just like obese.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, man. And it's not his fault. It's his parents' fault. And his parents were born into a place like America, which is fucking awesome. But we don't have there's no incentive to eat well. It's cheaper to eat fast food and to get a quick instant gratification than to actually go out, figure out what's healthy and prioritize protein over McDoubles.
And then it's almost like a joke. I don't know if have you ever seen like a fat baby and they're like, oh, the cutest fat baby, like we can't do that.
Yeah.
And then the mom says like, oh, he just has it goes back to metabolism. Yeah. Oh, he just has a slow metabolism.
Right.
No, it's because you're feeding him this diet.
Yeah, it's because you're giving him
it's almost like a joke, right? Yeah. They don't care, like, oh, he'll grow out of it type of thing. And like, no, he's never gonna grow out of it. It's just he's gonna keep growing. That's about it.
And the reason why I say like I get like kind of emotional and worked up about it is because you see that kid that's 7, 8 years old that's obese. Yeah. What kind of position have you put that kid in? He's gonna get bullied. He's gonna be made fun of. He's gonna probably deal with depression. He's probably gonna deal with anxiety. He might even end up having suicidal thoughts.
And when you're that young, it's hard to like. For example, it depending on what age. For example, maybe I was like 14 to 15 when I'm like, I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah.
But when you're 7, 8, 9, 10,
you care, man.
Even 13, everything's emotional. Like that's just you're a kid.
And when you're young like that, you're Play-Doh. You're Play-Doh. You're malleable. You're susceptible. And when people say things to you, when people do things, it affects you, man. And it's dude. One specific example I can actually remember off the top of my head when I was working for Amazon doing delivery back in the day was I knocked on a door. It's down in Battle Creek. Knocked on a door. So not the nicest area, but I knocked on this door, was given the package, and this little girl came to the door, and she was probably 9 or 10 years old. And I mean, with all due respect, she was just a bowling ball. I mean, she was just huge, dude. And I just thought to myself, like, super nice, like, opened the door, gave her the package, thank you. And I came back to the work truck, man, and I think I shed a tear, man, because I just thought to myself, like, that girl hasn't made any decisions in her life that have resulted in that. Like, she's just listening to mom and dad. And because she listened to mom and dad don't know any better, she's going to deal with a plethora of negative things that she's going to have to deal with for the rest of her life. And it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, not even that. Especially as a girl and you're young like that, there's a lot of young boys that their age are just ruthless. I mean, I probably was when I was like, I can't really.
Yeah,
no, but like
I know I was for sure, bro.
But yeah, no, it's sad, and that kind of goes into RFK, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna make a big difference in this country. I know he was, he claimed to be no Republican or Democrat. He was more.
Well, he was actually a Democrat.
A Democrat for a lot of his life.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, it's kind of like. But I'm so happy that he put politics to the side.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Fuck politics. I want everyone to be healthy.
Yeah.
So he teamed up with Trump. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he's like, I hate Trump, blah blah blah. But he's like, I want to do this for America, and I know America's gonna be a lot healthier under me. I don't know if you ever saw the previous person that was the head of the health department.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
No, it's crazy to put somebody in a position, such a high honor position, and say like, this is the person that you need to listen to. This is the person that's going to guide America.
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at that individual, and it's like, well, do they talk the talk as well as they walk the walk, or are they just talking?
Mm-hmm.
That other individual, which I don't even know what their name was,
or gender,
I'm not completely sure, to be honest with you. That's with all due respect.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what was going on there, but that individual was not healthy. That individual could not do a push-up or a sit-up or a pull-up to save their fucking life.
No.
And that is absurd to put someone in that
head
position.
of the health department of the United States of America.
I don't care what your background is. I don't care what college you went to. I don't care how much experience you have. If you aren't living what you're preaching, it's bullshit. Do you go up to a homeless guy and ask for financial advice? No. That'd be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's the exact same fucking thing, dude. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the funny thing to me is that people still hate on RFK, and it's like you said, he put politics aside, and instead of being like, hey, it's left versus right, how about we look at it from a lens of what's best for America? How about we're just pro-America? How about that? Instead of being divided, we come together.
I like that, pro-America.
Yeah, we come together and we're just pro-America. We want to do things that are going to result in everyone's success and health.
Yeah. I mean, it's certain things like, dude, everyone loves McDonald's. Everyone loves Steak and Shake. Everyone loves this and that. It's such good food, and it can be healthy. Yeah. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to make these things healthy. He's going to make a Steak and Shake. I heard the beef tallow.
Yeah, have you heard of restaurants getting RFK'd?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, so Steak and Shake is getting RFK'd, and they're changing their process. So instead of using seed oils, they're using the beef tallow.
They actually do already deep fry their French fries in beef tallow.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I just saw a video on that. So they do fry their French fries in beef tallow. But the French fries that they buy are frozen, or already have a bunch of sunflower oil. So it's like, cool. So it only needs to stem down. Yeah, we've already done the beef tallow. Awesome. We got that cleared off the list. Yeah. Now we need to go back to manufacture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the root.
If people don't realize, yes, it might cost a little bit more money, but dude, the cost of your health is even bigger than the cost of a hamburger.
Your health. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. Health is literally wealth.
Right.
If you don't have health, you die. How are you going to live without health?
Exactly.
It should be everyone's top priority. I look at something like working out as essential as brushing my teeth. I'm waking up every morning brushing my teeth. I'm going to bed every night brushing my teeth before. I try to work out almost every single day. And
even if it's not an intense workout, you're still there.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I'm not spending 2 hours in the fucking gym.
Oh no.
I spend a half hour, 45 minutes. Get in, hit it hard, and get out.
And that's the key right there, is doing it hard.
Yeah.
Dude, even being in the gym is like, okay. You ever heard of like girls going inside the gym taking photos and leaving?
Oh yeah. If you don't take a picture of your workout, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, but
at least that's the mentality with some people with social media nowadays.
This,
I went to the gym. I gotta take a picture. I gotta make sure people are knowing that I'm putting the work in. Which is really interesting. I don't know.
For you do that?
No, I'm not. I've.
This is interesting.
I've taken a couple of pictures here and there, but I know some people that every time they work out, they're making sure that that's going on their story.
Yeah.
They want to be perceived in a certain light, which is really interesting.
See, for me, you mentioned that going to the gym for you is a confidence booster. There's a reason you go in the morning. There's a reason, in your head, working out is directly correlated with sales, right?
With success.
With success
in
right?
life. Yeah.
And I 100% agree. Like I said, I do that subconsciously.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a conscious thought for me. But it absolutely, just thinking about it, like, yeah, going to the gym just makes you happier, makes you more confident.
Yeah.
And even, dude, like I said, the girls that go in the gym and take photos, those girls are still going to the gym and leaving more confident just because they stepped in the gym.
Yeah.
That goes with you. If you
still
go
positive.
Right? You go in the gym, walk 20 minutes. You didn't even get that crazy of a workout. I mean, 20 minutes actually is a pretty good workout on the treadmill.
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
But you're still leaving there like, hey, I worked out. So it's just, it makes you a lot more confident. Nowadays, I've been working out for a little while now. Not a little while. I mean, however long you say a little while is. So, like, I don't really have that dopamine feel anymore of going to the gym, which I'm honestly trying to get it back.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I went to the gym with Aiden Friday, and I looked at the scale, and this was the lightest I've ever been in a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. And I got that dopamine feeling back. I worked out that day. I felt good. I went home. I ate a lot of food. I ate good food. I'm eating clean again as how I was eating. I'm eating a lot of protein. Yep. When I go to the gym, I have that dopamine feeling again.
Yep.
And it's funny how, like, just that deciding factor of going to the gym with Aiden really did that. Like, I just decided, hey, let me look at the scale, see if I'm still 185. 169. It's like, fuck.
Damn.
I was like, dang. And 169, yeah.
I call the scale the accountability plate. And people don't like to get on the scale because that's where the truth gets told.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard, man. It's hard to see a number that you don't want to fucking see.
No.
But at the same time, same side, different, same coin, different side. If you look in the mirror and you like what you look like, why let that number fuck with you?
Oh yeah.
Why let that number fuck with you?
Yeah, but I don't look like what I look like. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't, dude. I used to be.
Because you know that there's potential for more.
Not only that is I've already seen that potential. I was 195 a year ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was fat in the face, and at the time I was like, man, I'm kind of chubby. My girlfriend was saying I'm chubby.
What were you eating back then?
Dude, I was eating a lot, man. I was eating just ground beef and rice.
Yeah.
I would literally.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ground beef and rice. I would literally just get a bowl of rice, throw ground beef in there, and what I would do, I would scramble some eggs. Dude, I would have
that's good.
50 grams of protein. I would have it for breakfast, lunch, and then I was eating like a dog.
Yeah.
And between that, I would have a protein shake. I would have 2 protein shakes, and that was each protein shake was like 50 grams of protein. So I would have over 200 grams of protein a day, and I was having like 5,000 calories. I gained so much weight. I would eat peanut butter from the jar. Dude, yes, I was dirty bulking, but I felt good, dude.
Yeah.
Now
you're a brute.
And now I'm 169 now, and I think I want to get to that 185 range again.
Let me ask you something. When you were growing up, did you ever see that food pyramid? Did you ever see that shit? Were you ever
like with animals?
No. Well, no. It's like a pyramid of food, and it says like at the bottom like grain, and then it says dairy, and then it says
maybe.
Have you ever seen that before?
I can't say I haven't.
Because when I was a kid growing up, they gave us that food pyramid, and at the very bottom of it said grain, bread. Bread's the most important part of your fucking diet. That should be a goddamn crime. You look around at the general public of America, and you wonder why people are morbidly obese. Since we were children, they fed us lies. They literally lied to our fucking faces for whoever knows why, probably money. And it resulted in a lot of health complications and morbid obesity. And honestly, the most important part of your diet, what do you think it is? It's protein.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think it's protein.
It's protein. It's 120% protein.
Yeah.
Protein. I read a study about a year ago that said if you were to eat 26 eggs a day, you'd have the same side effects as anabolic steroids. Now, me being skinny my whole fucking life, I love the idea of steroids. Never would do them because I understand the risks.
Oh, yeah.
You cut your life in half when you take steroids. And so, I never do them, but I always liked the idea of it. And so I thought to myself...
Having a cheat code almost.
Yeah, it's a cheat code. So I thought to myself, well, what if I could eat like 12 eggs a day? Then that'd be like kind of like a half steroid by the study, same logic by that study. So that's when I started doing the raw eggs every day. And like, this is going to sound crazy, but I started putting a dozen raw eggs in a blender every single day. And I put a scoop of protein and like a little thing of chocolate milk.
Yeah, when he first told me that, I looked at him crazy.
Yeah, and it is a little crazy, but to be completely honest with you, not only was that study something that drove me to make that decision, but also I read another study that said every type of protein has a different percentage of bioavailability. Okay? So what does that mean? Do you know what that means?
Bioavailability?
Yeah.
I have an idea of what it might mean in my head, but
yeah,
I can't really say. I feel like, but
it's basically like every protein has a different percentage of how much your body is going to actually retain versus how much of it you're going to just release and shit out.
And it's just nothing.
Eggs are the highest bioavailable source of protein. Eggs are the number one source when it comes to protein that your body is going to fully utilize. I think it was at about 53%, if I remember correctly. So that means that, I think one egg is 7 grams of protein?
Yeah, 6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7 grams of protein. So every time that you eat an egg, your body actually utilizes about 3.5 grams, and then it just shits out the rest.
Yeah.
So if eggs are the most bioavailable source of protein, and if you eat 26 eggs a day, you get the same side effects as anabolic steroids, I thought, hey, I'm going to start, putting these raw eggs in a blender with some chocolate milk and some protein powder, and I'm going to start drinking this shit every day. And when I first started, I'm not going to lie, dude, a lot of my friends made fun of me. A lot of people at the gym that I talk about, I tell them, this is what I started doing. They were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you ever do that? That's crazy. You think you're Rocky? You think you're Rocky, buddy?
That's funny. I was going to say that.
Yeah, and
you think you're Rocky?
Think you're Rocky? You think you're Big Dog? And, people were hating on me at first for it. And when I started doing that, I was 150 pounds, okay?
This was when?
This was about a year ago. Yep.
So you've gained 20 pounds this year. Yeah. Just from doing it.
And I'm telling you right now, none of it's been fat. I've gained 20 pounds of lean muscle mass, and I guarantee you that wouldn't have happened without the eggs.
Because you have how much you would do 12 eggs a day.
Yep.
And what is that? That's 12 times 6 is around 60 grams.
I think it's 7 grams of protein per egg, dude.
Okay, so 7 times 12.
I don't even know what 7 times 12 is. Here, I'll throw it on my fucking calculator real quick. We're sales guys. We're not math guys. 7 times 12 is 84, and then I do a scoop of protein, which is another 30, and then I would do some chocolate milk in there.
So we're looking at like 130 grams of protein.
You're looking at like 120.
130.
Yeah.
Even on the low end, we're looking at 100 grams of protein.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah.
You eat you eat quite a few meals throughout the day. So we're looking at,
probably around 200 grams of protein every single day.
Right. So you're not missing out on anything.
No.
So yeah.
But it's funny too, because now, first of all, when I tell people that, I think it's fucking nuts. But then when I have them actually try it, they go, "This tastes like chocolate milk." So it's a cheat code.
He tells me that, and I haven't done it yet.
You know what? We're gonna grab it. We're gonna test it live right now. We're gonna see if I'm actually telling the truth here.
Okay.
So here we go, my boy. Go ahead. I got a little bit of fucking raw eggs and chocolate milk in there, as well as some greens and some reds. And just be honest, man. If I'm telling the truth or if I'm not, just shoot straight, man.
It doesn't taste exactly like chocolate milk, but it doesn't taste bad.
Can you tell that there's eggs in there?
No.
And so the funny thing is that
how much eggs is in there?
So I used to do 12. Now I'm doing 6.
That's expensive.
I'm not, because the egg prices be going up.
But you did just make a couple sales yesterday.
I did. Yeah. You know what? I was struggling for money until yesterday. I had to double down on the sales.
You might bump up to 24.
I might bump it up back now because I got a little bit of cash flow going on, which is nice. But I also was working a physical job, and so I was waking up every day at 5 in the morning this summer, and I was going to the gym for about an hour, and then I would go work 8 to 10 hours of manual labor after that. So when you're doing that, your body needs a big source of protein, and I started doing it over and over again. And the funny thing is now, whenever I get done working out, I can literally I'm so in tune with my body. I can feel my body being like, "Yo, where's my fucking eggs? Like where?"
Really?
Yes. And as soon as I start to drink them, my body's really like, "Yep."
Do you sip on it?
No, I fucking slam it, bro. I fucking slam it. So about a year or two ago, it was of the general public's knowledge that your body could only process 30 grams of protein at a time, right? just recently, within the past month or two, they actually discovered that that's not true.
Yeah.
And the more protein you can intake as soon as you work out, like after you work out, the more protein you can intake, the more muscle synthesis that can actually take place.
Protein synthesis.
Protein synthesis.
Okay.
So I try to slam the whole fucking thing, and it's funny too because literally, like I was saying earlier, as soon as I get done working out, my body is like, where is it? Where's the raw eggs? Where's the protein? And
do you think it makes a difference it being raw? Now I know you do it just for it being easy and quick.
Yeah. The only reason I put it in a blender is because it's maximum efficiency. It's not because I want to be cool. It's not because I'm trying to look like Rocky. It's literally because it is the most efficient.
Is it a big amount? Like is it a lot?
Yeah. It fills the whole cup up.
That whole cup?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's not that bad though.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And honestly, being able to wake up, make that protein shake, and just do that within 5 minutes, and it doesn't take that much time, dude.
Yeah.
And that's a ton of protein that you're intaking.
Oh yeah.
Which is crucial. It's crucial. If you're somebody like me, if you're somebody like you who wants to work on, bettering themselves on a daily basis, your diet is just as important as the work and the effort that you're putting in. And so,
dude, I would just shit my pants if I done something like that.
Well, you gotta have something solid in your this is what I'll also say. Never drink protein without having something solid in your stomach. And if you do, you'll find out the hard way.
And I have.
I have too. I have to as well. You get the
I just feel like
Hershey squirts.
I just feel like something like that, just in general, even after like a big meal. I don't know, dude. Man.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't that bad.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. I really could drink something like that.
Yeah. Do you think that you could ever see yourself putting raw eggs in a blender, putting some chocolate milk in there, and making that your protein shake?
Think about it. Yeah, I can. Especially now, like I just said, dude. Yeah. Friday is when I came to the realization, hey, I'm not as fit as I used to be. I'm not as strong as I used to be. And I think this job is just really, not physical demanding, just hours are long. And dude, I'll be honest, I hate doing breakfast. I hate making breakfast. I hate doing it.
You don't like eating breakfast?
I don't. I hate eating breakfast. And so I've always hard time eating breakfast. And especially when I was bulking, I would literally just eat a protein bar in the morning and then which I would eat a Gatorade protein bar, so those have like 300 calories and like 20 grams of protein.
Yeah.
That's what I have for breakfast. All right. Not the best breakfast, but hey, at least I still got some calories and I got 20 grams of protein.
Better than not eating any breakfast.
I would make up for those calories that I missed out from breakfast for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
And snacks in between that. So like, yeah, I didn't have a big breakfast, but dude, my fucking lunches and dinners, and it worked. I mean, I still gained like 20 pounds in a few months.
My go-to breakfast is yogurt with blueberries and some nuts, because nuts have protein in them.
Greek yogurt.
Yep, Greek yogurt has protein in it, and blueberries are really good for mental acuity,
antioxidants,
and it just overall helps your brain's cognition. So it's
fruits are good, dude. I mean,
yeah, fruits in the morning are huge. Natural sugars allows you to push yourself in the gym if you are somebody.
You a big steak guy?
Oh yeah, steak. Love steak, dude. I almost got some steaks for us before you came over here. I was thinking about cooking up, and we still could go do that if you wanted to. But yeah, I love steak. Anything that's protein, man. Once you go from eating shit every day and not really focusing on protein to like really prioritizing protein, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, I still eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
I still go to Steak and Shake. I'm no different than the rest of you guys, but my difference is that I'm prioritizing protein. And when you start to do that and you start to get that energy,
you know it's crazy when you're fucking eating a McDonald's hamburger and you're thinking about protein. Dude,
it's like, dude, you don't like processed protein?
Yeah, dude, and it's so funny. And dude, I'm like I said, I'm the same thing. Like I drink Diet Coke. It's not good for you, right? We know Diet Coke's not good for us. We know everything's not good for us, but I mean, I'm a big believer everything in quantity. For example, smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Dude, you smoke a lot of marijuana in a day, you're gonna be fucking brain dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
If you're waking up and getting high, bro, you're just abusing.
That's when it's not good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Now it's not like smoking a cigarette, right? You smoke one cigarette a day, that's gonna be bad for you still.
Absolutely.
I mean, marijuana is just a little bit different, but it's the same thing with fast food. Hey, I'm eating McDonald's, right? Yeah. But it is what it is, right? You're getting your protein in, you work out, you're good.
Everything in moderation, and no one's perfect, bro. There's not a single person out here that is living the perfect life that never that's never drank, that's never smoked, that's never done anything like that. I know that you don't really get into that kind of stuff, which I think is really fucking cool. And like I said to you before, like, if you've never started, if you've never drank before, if you've never smoked weed before, if you've never vaped, if you've never done nicotine, if you've never experienced some of these things, why start? Why even go down that path? Yeah. Why begin that habit? Why begin that addiction? There's no reason to. And I also do believe that a lot of these things are tools. A lot of these things can be used correctly. A lot of these things can be, it's like a hammer. You can take a hammer and build a fucking house and provide shelter for your family. You can also take a fucking hammer and beat you across the head with it to kill you. It's not the hammer that's bad. It's the user.
It's the user.
It's the user. You can utilize something appropriately for its full function, and it can be beautiful. You can also use it inappropriately and abuse it and have it be the thing that ultimately leads to your downfall and detriment.
I like that analogy. I mean, it goes with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to the when I was talking about cigarettes and all that.
Yeah.
There was a study. I don't know where I heard this, but there is a study. I can't say who says it. I don't even know if I'm going to say it right.
Yeah.
But this direct correlation with working out and cigarettes.
Really?
All right. So the guy that smokes a cigarette every single day, right?
One cigarette?
Yeah. Smoke cigarettes.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis every single day. Okay. And then we have a guy that doesn't smoke at all.
Yeah.
All right? They both live their life. Who do you think's going to die first?
The guy that smokes cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, that guy that smokes cigarettes, and we have the guy that doesn't smoke cigarettes, that guy that smokes cigarettes works out every day.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to die first?
I know the answer, man.
You know the answer, right?
I know the answer.
And a lot of people still say, oh, the guy that smokes cigarettes. Yeah. But no, it's the guy... No, I mean...
Exercises.
It's the guy that... the guy who smokes cigarettes is not good for him. But the guy that's exercising and smoking cigarettes outlives the guy...
That never smoked.
That's never smoked.
It never worked out.
Never worked out. Now, obviously, that's not 100%... shot for shot, but like...
Right, yeah. I mean, it's hard to make a generalization that's accurate.
Because there's a lot of different factors that go into that, but I've heard that before. And it's crazy.
It's nuts. And what you're really doing is you're emphasizing the positive effect that exercise on a consistent basis has on your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if you... I read the same thing, I think it was with alcohol. Somebody that drinks consistently and works out consistently lives longer than the individual that never drinks and never works out. Mm-hmm. So I'm somebody that uses marijuana on a frequent basis, and I believe that I don't think it's good for you. I know it's not good for you. Mentally, it can hold you back and hinder you. But if you're taking 2 steps forward every single day and you're taking 1 step backward,
you're still a step forward.
You're still a step forward. Yeah. You're still improving. So if you are somebody that smokes marijuana on a daily basis and you're can tell and you can interfere and it's interfering with your mentality and you're honest with yourself about that, you can do things to negate those side effects.
And I know a few people that literally just from smoking marijuana, their voice is just different. The way they speak is just brain dead. You can hear it in their voice, and it's like it's marijuana. Yeah. Now you smoke marijuana on a daily basis. Yeah. Sharpest guy I've ever met.
Thank you, bro. I don't know about that.
Like, dude, it's insane. When he told me he smokes marijuana, I'm like, you sure?
And here's the other thing. When you say smoke marijuana, when I do intake a little bit of marijuana at the end of the day, I do 1 or 2 hits. I do just a little bit of something to take the edge off. I'm not abusing it. I'm not waking up and smoking. I'm not smoking blunt after
to work from work,
Yeah, I'm not chain smoking. I'm doing a little bit. I'm everything in moderation, like we were saying before. That's the key to it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you have those days where you take a little bit more than a few hits.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then there's other days where I don't really smoke. There's other days where I'm so stressed out and I got so much to do and I just don't have time for it. Yeah. So one other thing that I want to end on this is nicotine. So never did nicotine my whole life. Growing up in high school, a lot of people vaped. I'm sure you're in the same situation. Vaping was cool. When you're blowing smoke out of your mouth, you look fucking sick. I mean, there's not really any other way to skin that cat. So you want to be cool. When you're in high school, everybody wants to be cool. You're trying to figure out your identity. And so, I tried. I vaped once or twice. I got a vape, and you know what I put in it? 0 nic.
Okay.
I had a vape with 0 nicotine in it, but I wanted to have the appearance of like fitting in with the cool kids.
Okay.
You know, which is, looking back at it, fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Blowing, you know, intaking these chemicals and these carcinogens and not even getting anything out of it. It's pretty fucking funny to think back to it. But the reason I say that is because just recently I've started using some nicotine pouches. Shout out to fucking On. And the reason I started doing that is because I saw a study that said it lights up your brain. It helps you focus. It helps you hone in on a task. And, you know, when we were going through this rigorous sales training, I knew I needed something.
You needed something.
I knew I needed something.
True, I did.
You're fucking better man than me for not fucking stupid. But I started using nicotine a little bit, and wow, dude, has it helped me stimulate my brain, help me articulate my thoughts? Has it helped me just every day on a daily basis? Now, here's the crazy part, okay? I'm somebody that's dealt with allergies. If you know me at all, you know that I have some of the worst allergies out of anybody you've ever met in your life. Dog allergies, cat allergies, horse allergies, seafood allergies. If you know me, you know I deal with a lot of bullshit when it comes to that. I couldn't walk into a home that had a dog in it for more than a half hour without me having difficulty breathing, having my asthma be triggered and going and wheezing, you know? So the crazy part is, you know, we start this job where we're going into random people's homes, we're making friends with these individuals, and, you know, quite frankly, 85% of people have dogs.
Yeah.
A vast majority of people in America are dog owners because dogs are fucking awesome. They're a man's best friend. So the crazy part is I started using these pouches, and guess what happened to my allergies?
They went away.
Fucking disappeared.
And
disappeared.
You mentioned that you didn't even know that.
No.
You were in the car, and the person had a dog running. Your allergies started kicking you. Then you're like, wait a minute. You went in there and you're like, I don't have allergies no more. And you put 2 to 2 together.
Yeah. And then I started doing some research, which is crazy because I started doing some research on it, and apparently nicotine itself has a lot of medicinal benefits. Wow. Reduces inflammation. Like I said earlier, it helps stimulate the brain. It can help you just get tasks done quicker. And reverses things like myocarditis. I saw another study that said that. So the issue with nicotine is, yes, it is very addictive, but the main thing is all the other bullshit that they throw into it. Okay? Yeah. All the other carcinogens, all the other chemicals, all the other, you know, fuckery that they put.
It's like fast food.
Yeah. Yeah. All the other shit that they put in it is what is actually bad for you, not the nicotine itself. Yeah. And that might be a hot take. I think that more of this information will kind of come to light over time.
Yep, for sure.
But I am of the opinion that nicotine genuinely is good for you, which is fucking wild. Because if you would have told me that a month ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
Him saying that to me right now, I'm still iffy about it. But I mean, I trust him so much on what he says that I'm sure once he finds something out, he's gonna show me. And let's say, reality, like that's not the case. Yeah. You'll be the first one to say, "Oh, I guess I was wrong."
I was wrong,
but no, but
absolutely. I am somebody. I pride myself on having the ability to change my mind.
Oh yeah.
I used to think like, oh, if you change your mind, you're a weak like fucking bitch that has no backbone. It's like no. If you change your mind, you're open minded.
Yeah.
And when you're open minded, that's how you grow as a person. That's the key to success in life. So yeah, dude, it's wild. But going back to the marijuana thing real quick before we do end this. When you smoke marijuana, when you intake marijuana, when you're doing the carts, when you're doing the edibles and all this other crazy shit, you're slowing yourself down mentally, 100%. But you can do things to offset the negative side effects, okay? Creatine, huge nootropic. It's going to help significantly with all that damage. Methylene blue, something I started taking recently. Also lights up the neurons in your brain, helps those connections. Lion's mane, another nootropic I take on a daily basis. So, being somebody that's smoked marijuana consistently since I was probably 18, 19 years old, living my life the way I was then, not working out, not taking creatine, not doing methylene blue, not doing lion's mane, not doing things to negate the negative side effects, I saw what that effect was. I felt it firsthand. There was a moment where my mom asked me to remember these 9 numbers, and I got the first 4 numbers, and I thought, shit, dude, I don't remember the other numbers. And that was like a come to Jesus moment where I was like, I need to really take a step back and think about what I'm doing. And then I started to kind of dive into these things and really understand, like, if you are going to, take a step back in life, you got to figure out how to take 2 steps forward first. That's the key, because you got to have constant motion moving forward.
So would you say that, hey, you doing what you do you might sacrifice that step back.
Yeah.
But if you weren't doing everything to take those 2 steps, maybe even 4 steps forward, you probably wouldn't be in the position you are in.
Guarantee it. I know for a fact.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know for a fact. Yeah. So I say that because if you are listening to this and you do intake marijuana on a frequent basis, and you're not doing anything to negate those negative side effects, you need to have a hard look in the mirror and start changing your ways.
Yeah, it's gonna catch up to you.
It's gonna catch up to you.
I've seen I got family members that I see that it's caught up to them.
Yeah.
And them just taking those 2 steps forward to really get rid of that 1 step back would just make that much of a difference.
Yeah. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you got to make that decision for you, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. I think we're Gucci right there, my boy. Thanks for tuning in to the first rip, episode 5. Really appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.